Hey everybody, and welcome back. Welcome me back, I guess. I've been gone for quite a while, so we are back, and this is my best of 2012 tag. So, sorry if there's any background noise. My son is out in the living room watching a movie. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Because this is my third attempt at doing this movie because I keep getting interrupted. So, fingers crossed, this is going to be a go. So my favorite base product for 2012 is by NYC. It is their Line Smoothing Liquid Makeup, and I wear the color 677 Nude. I absolutely love this stuff. I think it holds up just as well as like Revlon Color Stay, their whole Color Stay liquid line, but it's only $2.99. I love it. The only downside to this is the shade range is fairly limited. This is the only kind of neutral light color, which is, I find, is so hard to find in foundations nowadays. And this like matches my skin perfectly, but I think there's only about 5 or 6 shades. So it's not a very large, there's not, the variety it really isn't there with colors. I think there's only one lighter than this, and it seems to be much more pink than this one is. But most of the colors are either very pink or very yellow. This seems to be kind of the only neutral in the whole bunch, and I tend to be much more neutral than either warm or cool, which is usually either yellow or pink. But anyways, I absolutely love this. You can't beat the value for it, and it's really my favorite. It stays, it's very long lasting. It's just a great product. So it's definitely something worth checking out if you're still wanting to go, you know, find something like economical as far as drugstore. It's a very, it's more than, I would say, medium, but it's not a true full coverage. It's like a medium, in between a medium and a full coverage. Oh, the only other downside is because the consistency is a little bit thicker, it's next to impossible to get it out of this, so I have to find another jar to get it in. It really needs to be a pump. So if anybody at NYC sees this video, please start putting this in a pump, or make the neck thicker, make it shorter with a thicker neck. I don't know, but this is a very difficult product to get out of that size jar. So my favorite cheek would have to probably be, it's not necessarily my favorite. It's my favorite because I wore it the most. I'm kind of at a crossroads with blush right now. I really haven't found like my perfect. But anyways, it's Coralista by Benefit. It's a beautiful, you know, coral pink color. The only thing is it is very shimmery, and I would prefer a matte. Blush. Matte blush. Sorry, I stopped mid-sentence. Wow. Third time's not going as well as I thought it would. But anyways, so next for my favorite eye is hands down this Wet n Wild Color Icon in 251A Brulee. It is the perfect buttery vanilla ice cream color. It's super creamy. It goes on very, very true to color. If you don't like wearing a very white lower like lid color, if you feel like it's too stark for your face, this is perfect. And this is an exact dupe to MAC's Brulee, and that is coming from someone else that I saw do a review on this who used to work for MAC, and says that in texture and color it is exactly the same. It wears the same. And I think these are like $1.99. I wish they did more matte colors. I think almost all of the other colors in this the Color Icon singles like this, all have shimmer in them. So I just wish that they would do more matte colors. Okay, so my favorite lip, I have a lot of different reds that I wear, and I have a lot of different reds that I wear very, very regularly, or like hot pinks that I wear very, very regularly. So it was kind of hard for me to choose just one, but I'd have to say the one that I most consistently get compliments on when I wear is from NYX, and it is in Snow White. It's 569 Snow White. It's their deeper red, kind of like a brown red almost, I guess. And I just love it. It's very unique from all the other reds. I mean, of course, I have like 500 reds that are like the classic pinup blue red. This sort of reminds me more of like the 30s shade of red, and I just love it. So my favorite skincare product, I have two. It was hard to narrow it down. I have two for different reasons. Number one, this is from the Boots line, which you can get at Target, and I think Ulta also has it now. It's their number 7 line. Within the Boots family, I think there's like 5 or 6 different lines for skincare. But this is the number 7. It's a beautiful skin melting gel cleanser in normal to dry skin. It also comes in dry to very dry skin, but I have normal to dry skin. I use this to remove all of my makeup at night before I wash my face, and then I use this as my like morning face cleanser. It is the most perfect pre-cleanser and morning cleanser ever. It takes off all of my makeup before I'm able to use my normal face wash and really clean my skin and really have it nice and prepped and ready for the morning. And then this is like perfect for just kind of removing like the overnight residue that you get on your skin from sleeping. And it is like the base moisturizer before I put on my regular moisturizer, and I just love it. It's like $8 or $9 at Target. It's so perfect. The other one that I'm really loving right now, and I didn't discover this until like the very end of December while we were on vacation. We were in Vegas, and it was so cold and so dry. I could not even believe it. I mean, we've been to Vegas during the winter before, and it was not that cold and dry. I mean, it was like cold when we went, but not like this. I mean, this was like freezing. And so I had to find something heavier than the regular moisturizer that I was using, because my skin, it was just so cold and so dry and so chapped, and it hurt so bad that I went ahead and picked this up on the recommendation of someone else that I saw on YouTube. It's Josie Moran's 100% pure argan oil, and she uses organic argan oil in hers. This is half a fluid ounce. It's $14. Yes, that's expensive, because I think the 1 or 1.5 ounce that she does is like $48, and I think like the 4 ounce bottle, which is like her super size, is like $96 if I remember correctly. So yes, it's insanely expensive, but it's amazing. It really, really is. And because I'm using it on my skin, I prefer to use this one because it's organic. Argan is a nut. And I just want to keep anything that has pesticides off of my skin. I'm considering this year going more organic with anything that's going to be like liquidy that's going to be on my skin. So I may be changing up some of my skincare regimen. I may be changing up liquid foundation. I just haven't decided yet, because I kind of like what I have right now, but I also want to give my skin a little bit of a break from some of the chemicals that are in everything. So with this, I only use about 4 to 6 drops. I use this as my nighttime moisturizer. So this will probably last me about 2 to 4 months or so, since I'm only using it at night. So it's not quite so bad that it's $14 for it. The next on the list, favorite nail polish of 2012. I, to be honest, go and get my nails done now. Not like acrylic. I do gel, and this gel is kind of on its last legs. I have to wait till next week to go. But anyways, my favorite all-time polish, though, still to this day, is OPI's I'm Not Really a Waitress. I think it's just like a very beautiful, amazing classic red. So that would be my favorite. Favorite hair product, a friend gave this to me, which is why I have it and can afford it right now, because normally I can't afford it. But it is the Wen Cleansing Conditioner in Lavender. The lavender is for volumizing. I've tried 2 other of the fragrances, and I wasn't super overly impressed, but this one really works amazingly for my hair, especially since I went back to blonde. It just saved it from being totally dried out in straw. And it really does do a good job at adding some body into my hair so that it doesn't completely deflate within 2 seconds. Now, favorite body product or perfume? I went ahead and did one of each for this because I have a favorite body product and I have a favorite perfume from 2012. Focus camera. There we go. So this I pick up at Target also. It's called Shea Moisture, and this is the Raw Shea Butter Wash. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say, but it is. And this has a frankincense and myrrh scent, which is actually, it's a deeper tone, but it's very lightly fragranced, if that makes sense. So it's not, you don't open it up and you're like, boom, fragrance. It's a very subtle scent, but it's very warm and deep. And the first one that I used was the Coconut Hibiscus, which I adore because coconut is my favorite fragrance. But it wasn't quite as moisturizing, and my skin has been so dry this winter because it's freezing here, and I don't know why, because I live by the beach. It shouldn't be freezing. But this is really doing wonders to keep my skin moisturized. So my favorite perfume, oh, and it's cruelty-free, which is great. It's a little over $10, but it's kind of expensive because it's 13 fluid ounces, but I really, 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 really love it. So my favorite perfume is by a brand called Pacifica. I don't know if you can see it. This is sort of like the rollerball version. And it is the Indian Coconut Nectar. Yes, I know, more coconut. I love it. This guy runs about $12. I know it doesn't look like I have used very much considering it's my favorite from last year, but I use it almost every day. Just a little goes a long way, I guess. But anyway, it smells like you cut open a warm coconut. Like if you were in Hawaii, there's a coconut sitting in the sun, and you chopped it open and took a sniff. That's what that smells like. It's amazing. I love it. And it's, I don't know if I mentioned this, but if I didn't, I'll just mention again. It is a cruelty-free perfume, which can be a little bit difficult to find nowadays. Okay, favorite clothing piece from 2012. This was super hard for me. I didn't have any one particular thing that I loved the most, so I actually just picked out my favorite item of clothing that I own. It's not something that I necessarily wore all the time last year, but it's my favorite thing that I own. And it's from Pinup Girl Clothing, the Deadly Dames line by Micheline Pitt. She's my hero. And she came out, I forget exactly what this was called, but it's sort of like a knee-length summer dress. And it's in her tattoo print that she drew all this. This is her artwork. It's like her tattoo artwork that she's drawn. And it's short sleeve. It's this heavy, stretchy cotton. It's so comfortable to wear. The front is really cute. It's got these little faux buttons. And then it's got the waist detailing with the bow. And I just love it. It's my favorite thing that I own. So favorite shoe. Sorry, let me grab them. I got these at Ross. They were $8. They're from Chinese Laundry. And yes, they're plastic jelly shoes. But I love them. They're hot pink. They have a giant bow. And if your pedicure is dying, the giant bow will cover your toes and save you from embarrassment. I wish the weather was nicer so I could wear them again right now. But normally when the weather's good, I wear them nonstop. I love them. Again, like $8 from Ross. Woo-hoo. Oh, I forgot favorite accessory. This guy. This is like one of my favorite vintage little handbags that I have. It has all these little beads attached to it, and there's no beads missing. I was so excited when I found it because it was only $5. Can you believe it? And there are no beads missing. The embroidery is still intact, and it has these clear beads over the embroidered flowers. I believe this is probably 60s. I feel like it looks 60s to me. And then it has this hinge and it just opens up. and I love it. It's my favorite. It kind of reminds me of my grandma. I swear when I was little, I saw something in her house that looked almost identical to this. It had like the same like beading and embroidery on it. I feel like she had like a bag somewhere like this. So I love it. Okay, so favorite TV movie of 2012. I don't think that I have a favorite movie. But favorite TV show, probably like Modern Family was consistently hilarious, I think. And Parks and Rec, I think, was pretty consistently hilarious. Um, I this year just discovered Downton Abbey. I'm like obsessed with everybody else who watches it. And so I think if I had seen it last year, I would have been like, yeah, Downton Abbey is like the best thing on the planet. But considering that I just got caught up on it last weekend, and this last week I got caught up on season 3. It can't really be my favorite 2012 because I never watched it in 2012. But that's about it. I watch a lot of TV, but I can't say that there's anything until I found out Nabby that I've been like this, like kind of obsessed with last year. Favorite book was this really cute love story. It is a true love story. It is called The Pioneer Woman, Black Heels to Tractor Wheels, a love story. It's by Ray Drummond. She has a cooking show on the Food Network, and she's also written a cookbook called The Pioneer Woman Cooks. And it's an adorable, I love the cover. And when I first got it, I thought it was fictional. And then I realized after I started reading it that this was actually a true story. And I believe she was living in New York, and she went home to Oklahoma to visit and met a cowboy and fell in love and gave up her fast pace. Oh no, she lived in LA. Sorry, not New York. She lived in LA. And she gave up her fast paced, amazing life in LA and moved to the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma to his family's ranch, and has been happily ever after ever since. So it's a really cute love story. If you're married or have a significant other or in love, it really kind of takes you back to those moments when you first met and you kind of fell in love and remembering your love story. So it's just a really great story. It's sort of like the anti-eat, pray, love, where it like makes you think about all the things that are wrong with your relationship and want to leave. It makes you remember, this one makes you remember everything right about the love in your life. So I just think it's a really great book. Favorite food? I don't know. We eat a lot of pizza because there's some really great pizza places where we are. There's some really great local pizza places where we are. Both Pizza My Heart and Pleasure Pizza here in Santa Cruz are like my favorite pizzas, hand down. And we eat a lot of it. Favorite beverage of 2012? 2012, I discovered Cafe Americano. And if you don't know what it is, go either your local Pete's or Starbucks or coffee shop and order a Cafe Americano. And you will be in love just like me. And I'm not going to go into the details of it. You just have to try it. Add a little bit of cream, a little bit of sugar sweetener, and it's perfectly amazing. I love it. Okay, my favorite song, which I forgot the album cover, but it's by J.D. McPherson and it is Northside Gal. I love that song. I'm so obsessed with it. I love the whole album. If you don't have it and you like that kind of bluesy, country, rockabilly kind of sound, I guess, pick it up. I mean, just pick it up anyway. It's on Signs and Signifiers. It's his first full-length album, and it's amazing. I'm telling you, it's like just it's the you can't help but just want to get up and start dancing around and move when you hear North Side Gal. And I wish that he got more airplay and more exposure, because I think he's just an amazing, talented guy. I had 2 opportunities last year within a week of each other to see him, and I missed both of them, and I kicked myself. So I am hoping that he will be back soon. So anyways, that's it. And I hope you enjoyed my favorites. And I'm excited to continue getting some more videos in. And if I can ever get this lighting issue worked out and a better camera, I do want to start doing some tutorials. But I'm just not quite there yet. I still have this old crappy camera. I'm hoping maybe come tax time I'll be able to get something better. But anyways, that's it. And so until next time, hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.